Mm. Mm. Oh dear. Oscar, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Retouch on. Retouch on. Okay. Okay. Mm. Mm. 1 minute, 2 minutes, nothing, nothing to say, nothing to say. The only thing I can say is that God is good, and it is very, very good to be caring. Always do something that somebody somewhere will remember you. They will appreciate your presence. They will appreciate your acts, your words. Mm? Um, I just went through this life, but I did not have much to say because I watched a preacher whom I really like to listen to, and his preachings are very, very meaningful to me. He is called Pastor Ezekiel of Kenya, and I try to stream his life. I streamed his life, but unfortunately, it could not upload due to the YouTube regulation, which I respect that because it's like taking somebody else's work, you know, which I respect that. And if you live in Kenya, if you live in wherever in the world you are, and there is something bothering you, something spiritual, something which is out of your hand, some out of your control, you are struggling, maybe bad dreams, maybe financially, or jobless, or marriage, anything you're going through, what I can advise you, watch New Life Church Kenya. Watch New Life Church Kenya, and you will not be the same. I was informed about New Life Church with my own cousin, Mary Oduor. She was the first person to tell me about this church. And me, if you tell me something, I will do research about it. Not too much details, but I'll keep on watching to decide whether do I really like what you told me, or maybe I don't like it. I'll decide. it took me 3 months just watching, and the more I watch, the more attached I become, and I believed, and I started to see changes in my life. Me personally, I am a Catholic. Personally, I am a Catholic, and I'm one of those people in the family who have been like, I don't know what is the word for it, rebellion, and not in a bad way. And I decided, like, since when I was back home, I was going to different churches. Yeah, I'm just one of those past people. If you ask them, let's go to this church, I will not deny. I will join you. Now I will go there, witness, and see, do I really like it? Then I can come to your church. But if I don't like it, I will not come back, right? But I cannot say no. If you invite me to your church, I will come. I will have a look. If my spirit connect with it, I can come back and visit. But that does not change the fact that I am not a Catholic. I am a Catholic, a very strong Catholic. But what pissed me off about Catholic is the regulation. They are very strict, and they are very, what can I say? They always go to with order. And what pissed pissed what upset me with Catholic is that during baptisms, yeah, myself, I was baptized in Nyanza, a place called Koro Catholic Church in Nyanza, and I was one of those people who delayed to give them names because everybody was turning up with their name, like the confirmation name. And everybody turned up with their names, and some of us delayed. And what Catholic said, all those who have delayed to give their names, they are called Josephine, and the boys are called John. And I was one of those people who were called Josephine, but I did not like that name. And that's how I was baptized in Catholic. And this thing keep on, you know, happening to me for some reason. When I had my daughter, I took my daughter to a Catholic church to be baptized. And that was in Mtwapa Catholic Church. Now I took my child to be baptized, and when I gave the name, they said, no, this name is not in the Bible. The name which I wanted my child to be baptized, it was Najat. And they said, no, we don't have Najat in the Bible. Why did I choose this name? I chose this name simply because I met with this lady in Nairobi. I believe it is, maybe, I don't know if that's the right thing. I don't know, it was Kenyatta Market, and she was doing hair, and she asked me my name, and I asked her her name. She was doing my hair, and she said her name was Najat, and I was like, okay, I've never heard of such a name. And I said, I like your name. And that's how it just turned out that I wanted to name my child Najat. But they said Najat is not in the Bible. I believe it's a Muslim name. I don't know. And another thing, they wanted me to pay for a baptism. Me, I did not have money. And for that reason, they baptized my child. It was so many children who were being baptized there. They baptized my child, but they did not give me the baptism certificate because I did not pay. Yeah? No, they did not give me the certificate. And things like those just make me feel very upset, because I believe like religion is all about encouraging, religion is all about, caring. Love is nothing like for sale. It should not be done like you have to pay this to get this, to pay this, because some people go to church because they're vulnerable. Some people go to church because they just want to be loved. They want to see the true love without paying money, and they want to meet new faces, to make friendship, to see real Christian, to connect with the outer world. And up to today, I don't have a baptism card for my daughter, because I I left the country and I've never followed it up. Anytime I go, I never followed it up, right? And even if I go to follow it, I don't know which name they gave my daughter. That is the mystery. I don't know which name, because at last we just came with the name Rose, and they say Rose is not in the Bible as well. I need to say if it is Rosemary or Rose something or whatever, you know, because I told them Rose Leader, and they say no, Rose Leader is not in the Bible. Now you have to go with Rosemary or Rose whatever, or Rose something which is in the Bible. Okay, now it came to my son now. With this, I was now out of the country. I went to the Catholic Church for them to baptize my child. And this is where the nightmare begins. And they were like, you are not a member. We need to see your baptism card. Remember, I left my baptism card back in my country. And they wanted my baptism card. They saying I am not a member, despite of me going to that church several times, but I did not register. Now, because you did not register, you don't belong here. And I don't know, you have to go for some lessons before your child get baptized. Now that pissed me off about Catholic Church, but all say and done, still I like Catholic. It's just they're very strict. That's what annoys me with their strictness. And another thing, okay, and when all these things happen, and with the challenges in life, I started going in Pentecostal church now. And since then, I just like kind of fell in love with Pentecost, because when I hear them, how they read the Bible and how they are too close with the congregation, and they're not in a rush while praying. It's not like there's a first mass, second mass, third mass. No, they have time. You go there and you feel like you have prayed. You feel like you have poured all your tears. You feel like you are not the same person, and you feel like there's changes taking place in your life, physically and spiritually. That's why I now listening to gospel, other churches with very I'm very particular with the pastors. I don't just listen to any pastor. I'm very particular. And for this time, I am listening to Pastor Ezekiel Kenya. But before I knew this pastor, I was listening to other pastor. I had this pastor in Bombolulu. I can't remember his name, but I used to go there. Bombolulu, that is in Kenya. I was listening to that pastor in Bombolulu, and I went to another pastor somewhere in what is it called? What is it called? Mtwapa. The other side of Mtwapa is called Mshoma. not Mshamaroni. It's called hmm, Jesus. What's the name of this place? Hmm. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hmm. Opposite side. Opposite side of Mtwapa. Kwa chifu huko. Hmm? I can't remember. I forgot now. Yeah. Now I've been going to even small, small churches which are like just built with muddy, you know, churches which are very tiny, and you can see that these people are still struggling to build their churches. But when I go there and I pray, I feel like the heaviness is being lifted up. You know, the heaviness is reducing in my heart. Yep. Kwaitwaje huko jamani, Mungu wangu sikumbuki. And I've been visiting churches just because of the challenges which I was going through in my life. Because of those challenges, now I was just, and crusades, I was visiting crusades as well. Now I am kind of confused because I want to remember that place. That's how my brain works. If I was trying to say something and I can't get it, then it's really ringing in my mind. I have to remember that thing in order to move on to the next step. Oh my goodness me. Come on, somebody help me. Right, the opposite of Mtwapa, the other side. What is it called? I can't remember. The other side of Mtwapa. Huko kwa chief. Huko kwa chief. What's the name of that side? Kwa chief. Kunaitwa nini? Not Mzambaraoni, not... Is there anybody who know the name of the other side? This side is Mtwapa. Huku baharini. Huku is called... it is called Marina. What about the other side? The other side is called... It's not... It's not... Come on, somebody help me. Uko kwa chief, what's the name of that side? How is it called? Okay, I can't remember. I have to admit, I can't remember. Hakuitu is not Mikanjuni, it's not Mzambaraoni, it's not... Okay, let's move on. I don't know. Now, that side of Mtwapa, I went to a certain church, which was very, very... Oh, thank you for liking. Thank you. God bless you. That side of Mzambaraoni, wherever, I don't know, it's called what. My God, I can't remember the name. I went to a certain church. That church was very muddy. A small church. A church which can hold like maybe 30 people if you're many. 30 people. 30 people if you're many. And oh my goodness. And this pastor prayed, and the wife was there as well. The wife prayed, and believe you me, in the middle of the prayers, I am talking, but I'm still remembering that area. I can't remember that area now. In the middle of these prayers, my phone rang. My phone rang, and I went out to respond. When I went out to respond, guess what? It was a phone call about my visa, because I was denied a visa for UK. And when I went to that muddy church, that small church which can only hold like 30 people if you are more, I received a phone call. God can visit you anywhere. It's not about your big building of church, beautiful. It's not about the church which your parents brought you up from. It's not about, you know, it's all about to do with your faith and how you are seeking God, right? That in that muddy church, that tiny church, which it have holes actually. You can see somebody when you're out, you can see somebody who is inside because of those tiny, tiny holes which were in that church. Hmm? Oh, God. And during giving tithe or sadaka, I had nothing myself. I had no money to give. And do you know what I gave? I had my beautiful dress. It was like a dinner dress. Beautiful, very nice purple, long dress with a scarf. It had a scarf, a very nice scarf. And when I left the house, I just said, because I don't have money to pay when people will be giving something, let me go and bless them with this cloth. It was my first time to go in that church. That was the first time I was going in this church. And whew, when it reaches time of giving, I just went and I give it. And I saw the pastor's wife. For my surprise, pastor's wife was exactly like me. She was tall and slender, petite, beautiful. And I am sure if she decided to take that cloth, she will look very nice on that cloth. She will look amazing. And that's where I received a phone call. I received a phone call and I was told, can you please, this person who spoke to me on the phone, the person who was speaking to me on the phone, he had a Kamba accent. And he started talking and I was like, who is this? And he just said, eh, utaenda na mimi majuu. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he just said, tafadhali njoo uchukue passport yako. Now I'm surprised. Do they have the right to open, like those days passport were coming from Nairobi to Mombasa, and I was meant to go and collect it in Likoni. Likoni, there was like a Nakumat there. I don't know if there's still Nakumat there. And he knew that I have a visa. I don't know whether they open it or what. And I went there. He called me and told me to go and collect my passport. And I said, it's okay, I've heard you. I am in the church. Let me finish my prayers. And that's how it was. I went and I collected it. I did not even look inside what was inside. I just went up to home, and that is how naive I was, because sometimes in life you can pass in a situation whereby you are just used to bad news all the time. Even if you have a good news, you are not surprised. And that is how I was. I was not even bothered to look, and I was naive, and my concentration was just to pray, and I don't even know what I was praying for. I was just praying for my life, praying for my life to be better, praying for, because remember, I was denied a visa, and this was an appeal. This was an appeal. Now, in my mind, I was like, these people denying me a visa, I'm sure they will deny me a visa again in the same grounds. And the reason why they denied me a visa is because I was leaving a 5-year-old child behind. That was the reason. And another reason, they said that where I am coming, there is people. Now, whoever is inviting me is not going to be able to cater for us for food or sleep or anything. Now my auntie had to appeal, and according to the appeal, he had a lawyer, and she had a lawyer, and the lawyer was trying to defend me. You know, the lawyer was trying to defend me. And when the lawyer was talking, my auntie was not satisfied how the lawyer was talking, and he requested to talk. He told the lawyer, let me defend myself. And he told whoever was in charge, that person, he told him, I want to bring my nephew, my niece, and according to the grounds, they deny him a visa simply because he's leaving a 5-year-old child behind, and they deny him a visa because I have a 3-bedroom house, and they say that my salary is not enough to cater for all those people who are in my address. And my auntie said, I am an Africa, and I came from Africa, and we are used to eat 1 kilo of meat, all of us, and we get satisfied, you know. Now I don't see the reason why you are saying I cannot cater for them. I can feed all of them because we are used to share the small amount of food, and we are big family back home. Now that is not the reason. And if you're saying about a child, she is leaving a child behind. The reason why she's leaving a child behind is because she's coming to study. If she comes here with a child, she is not going to be able to focus. And back home, we have extended family who will look after that child. The child is 5 years old, but we have extended family who will look after this child. Eh? And that is how my auntie spoke. That's what she told me. And they say, okay, you will hear from us after, when we make our own decision. And it took almost maybe 2 months. Yeah, I think maybe it was 2 months. And these people decided to give me a visa, and they have to communicate with the Kenyan embassy, all this blah blah blah. And that is how I received my phone call. Why am I saying all these things? I am saying all these things because I wanted to talk about Pastor Ezekiel Kenya. Now, that's why I'm saying that I used to go to small churches when I was back home. I used to go to these small churches, and I remember there was a time we went. I was here. I was here in UK, and I was going through. You know when you stay here and you still don't have right to be right to public fund, is very, very difficult, right? It is very difficult when you are here and you have right to no right to public fund. And to be honest with you, if you're planning to come to Europe, don't do what happened to me. Don't leave your underage children back home, because it is very, very tough. I don't know where you'll be going to, but don't leave your underage children. Make sure that you come with them. Make sure that you come with your underage children. Or if you have a good family who will look after your children, you will leave them. But if it is just one child, try to come with your child. If it is only one child, don't leave your child. Come. Even if you're coming to study, don't leave your child. If you're coming to work, don't leave your child. If you're coming, maybe you're married, don't leave your child. If you're coming, you are invited, do not leave your child. Come with your child, because what I went through, can you imagine? It took me 18 years of separation. 18 years of separation with my child in order for me to reunite with my child. Now, please, don't do what I did. Take this from me and take it very seriously. Okay, I stayed here, struggled with all this nonsense of visa, renew, I don't know what, work, 3 years, 2 years, all these shenanigans. And for that reason, I was so depressed. I lost a lot of weight, you know, and I was working too much, and it was very tough. Then I joined myself with a gospel church, here, because I had a baby. I had a baby here, and after having a baby, I took my baby to Catholic church, and this Catholic church refused to baptize my son. They kept on saying, I don't have a baptism card, I am not a member, I don't know what. They bring so much stories. It forced me to go and baptize my son in Church of Anglican church. Yeah. Anglican church instead of Catholic, you know? And those are things which sometimes annoys me with Catholic. Now, there was a school which I wanted my child to go. He could not go in that school because he's not baptized. This school was a Catholic school, and just neighbor, I mean, like the same church where I was going. Now they refuse. My son cannot go there because my son is not baptized. Now I started going to another church in London. It was very prayerful. That church was called VPA, Victoria Pentecostal Church, which it was far away because it was in East London and I was living in North London. Now I had to commute like 3 buses or train. I catch a train, but I was just feeling that the prayers were much helpful to me due to what I was going through. Those prayers were very important for me. I really needed those prayers that time. And from that church, I managed to learn a lot in the Bible. I managed to connect well with God. I managed to learn how to fasting in a way that is not like tormenting. Because when I was in Africa, I used to fast, and my fasting was like a Muslim fasting. I was fasting like Muslims because I went to a Muslim school. Now I was fasting like Muslim, but this fasting of mine, I did not even want to swallow saliva. That's how difficult it was. I was fasting for long hours, and then I will break, and maybe during 3 o'clock you have a meal, and then 4 start fasting again. Most of the time I used to break in maybe 6 p.m. Yeah, but it was a dry fast. Very, very, that is a fast which can make even somebody faint. Very strong fasting. But in this Pentecost, they made fasting to be very good, because if you are thirsty, you can drink water. Yeah? If you are thirsty, you can drink water and you continue with your fast. If you are not feeling well, you can have your medication and continue with your fasting. But they made it in a way that you don't eat oily food. When you break your fast, you don't eat oily food. When you break your fast, you don't take sugar. You take, instead of sugar in your tea, you put honey. There was some kind of things which you cannot take. Even chocolate, you cannot take. All those fat things. And that really helped me, because it made my body look good. And I was fasting, but I don't feel weak, because if I am struggling, I can drink water. And I was praying. I learned how to pray. In Catholic, you'll just know our Father who art in heaven. You'll just know this Mary's prayer. Most of the things are programmed. But in Pentecostal, you just pray in your own language. You say what you want. You cry, you fall, you roll, you are free with the prayers. You are very free with your prayers, You can shout, you can say it slowly, but Catholic, you have to be, you know, you have to be kind of quiet. It's like they don't have problem, you know. The way I see them is like these people, they don't have problem. Nobody's crying, nobody's screaming, nobody's, you know, you just go there programmed. After 1 hour, phew, everybody's gone. After 1 hour, everybody's gone. Eh? They don't have that anger, that anger with God, with Jesus. You know, that's how I see it. That is how I see it, to be honest with you. And now I was praying with that Victoria Pentecostal Pastor Alex Omokudu, and later I moved on. I relocated from London to Cambridgeshire, and I could not now manage to go to that church. Now I started just to go to Catholic, and I have Catholic few minutes a walk from me. Very tiny church, you know. It's very good. I started going back to my Catholic church, but still you can feel you know, the zing is not there. They are so cold. There's no fire in the church. There is no fire in the church, especially if you have been to Pentecost. When you go to Catholic, you just see these people, their things are very slow. It's kind of boring. It's kind of boring, to be honest, especially if you have a problem. If you're going through a difficult situation, you are like, these people are not praying. These people are not serious, you know. And luckily, my cousin told me about Pastor Ezekiel of Kenya, and I watched this Pastor Ezekiel for 3 good months. And within these 3 good months, I felt like, oh, this is a man of God. You know, there are some who are fake, and some who are, you can feel you're connected to them when you hear the testimony of other people, you know. And yeah, but before VPA, I was watching TB Joshua, Nigeria, and I really liked it, and I was praying with TB Joshua, but due to distance, I was unable to go there, and that's why I found this London church, which is VPA. I don't know if it is still existing. I kept on watching it, but it's like there's a problem. I think they have lost the building, or maybe because the government was on their back. I think something is not right. Yeah. But now I really liked VPA New Life. I mean, I really like New Life Church of Kenya, you know, because I listen to their prayers and the way they are programmed and the way these people are, you know, thirsty. They are really thirsty for prayers, thirsty for God, thirsty. And you could see how they dress up, the way they dress up, and the time. They give God time. You know, some people are always rushing. It's like, 1 hour to pray for 1 hour. No, 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 no. God have given you 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. God have given you 30 years. But you feel like giving God more than an hour of prayer. You feel like that is too much. Eh? Just 1 hour focusing to pray, to tell God thank you for what you have, for your life, for your children, for all this beautiful blessing God have given you. You feel like, no, 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 1 hour is too much. I cannot stay in the church for 1 hour. But, my dear, since I started watching Pastor Ezekiel, Since I started watching Pastor Ezekiel, things have been happening in my life, and changes have took place, and I am so happy. I just pray that God will give this Pastor Ezekiel long life, good health with the family, you know, wife and their children and their activity, whatever they are doing back home. I pray that the government will 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 join hands with him so he can work in a smoothly way, you know, because most people go there and they give their testimony, and when you listen to their testimony, you are like, wow, this is amazing. And it is a church which carries Muslim, Hindus, all people. All people are going there. It's not any denomination, you know. You go there and you feel comfortable. You go there and you feel change. You go there and you feel like, you know, something have been lifted. You go there and you sleep well. You go there and even if you listen, watch online, watch on the TV, watch on YouTube and Facebook, and you give your tithe, you give your whatever, you just receive good news from nowhere. You receive visitor which you did not even expect. You receive peace in your heart. Yeah? You receive peace in your heart. Why am I saying all this? Yeah, I am saying all this because I was streaming, you know, I was streaming that New Life Church, and I posted it on my YouTube, but it did not download. It refuses to download. And I said that is okay because it is somebody else's work. Now it's like copy paste. And that's why I I just decided, let me do live, because I did not post anything today. But what am I going to say? I don't know what to say. And that is what came to me. Simply because you had nothing to post, and whatever you have posted was not failed. Why don't I talk about this church? And that is the reason why I am talking about New Life Church. If you don't know about New Life Church, just Google New Life Church Kenya. You know, you will see Pastor Ezekiel. He's a very slim pastor, very, very petite pastor, you know, and he wears white gown. And you will see congregation. Are you a Kenyan? Are you from East Africa? Are you suffering in the house? Are you abandoned? Are you neglected? Are you, you know, are you old? Like you see like you don't have anywhere, you have lose hope. Are you suffering in your marriage? Are you suffering with your children? Are you jobless? Are you confused with the wherever you are? Are you homeless? Are you in a foreign country? Are you suffering with paperwork? Are you suffering with migration? Are you suffering with the home office? Are you suffering with your visa? Are you suffering to find a job? Are you suffering with your siblings? Do you have sickness all the time? You have premature death in your family? Kindly visit New Life Church. Kindly do me that favor. Watch and make decision for yourself. Are you suffering in your marriage? Maybe you love your wife, but he doesn't want to settle down. Maybe you love your husband, but he doesn't want to settle down. Maybe your children are failing in school. They don't perform well. Your child does not want to go to school, and you know very well this child is genius. Do me this favor. Go visit New Life Church. Visit New Life Church and you will see changes. My name is Judith Orero. Yuaya nyopel nyagane babune manuyo tadono dayo mokwe nyikwayo kata kich oluwo mokao mopidhi mabed wuoyi mang'ongo. I love you so much. Take care, and for your time, for your bundle, for your dedication, you know, for likes, for subscription, and for anything you have done to uplift my channel. I really appreciate. God bless you. God bless you so much. Take care wherever you are, and always be very mindful on a social media. Thank you. Bye-bye. 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 Oh dear, 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 dear.